Baik, kita beralih ke kes yang berikutnya. Kes dera kanak-kanak perempuan 11 tahun di Pulau Pinang. Pasangan suami isteri direman selama seminggu bermula hari ini setelah disyaki mendera anak mereka sehingga mendatangkan kecederaan serius di bahagian muka.
Ketua Polis Daerah Seberang Perai Tengah, Asisten Komisioner Nik Ros Azhar Nik Abdul Hamid berkata, pasangan itu disiasat mengikut Seksyen 31-1-A Akta Kanak-Kanak 2001 kerana mendera. Hasil ujian saringan air kencing yang mendapati bapa mangsa positif dadah jenis metafetamin dan 8 rekod jenayah lampau iaitu 4 kes jenayah dan 4 kes dadah. Manakala ibu tiri mangsa mempunyai 1 rekod jenayah lampau. Siasatan polis mendapati mangsa tinggal bersama ibu tiri dan bapanya sejak tahun lalu selepas ibu kandungnya ditahan di penjara. Ketika diselamatkan petang
The definitions of Down syndrome is a condition with a child born with an extra copy of their 21st chromosome, which changes the way their brains and body developments. Typically, the nucleus of each cell contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, half or which are inherited from each parent. Down syndrome occur when an individual has full or partial extra copy of chromosome 21. These additional genetic materials alter the course of development and causes the characteristics associated with a Down syndrome. A few of the common physical traits of Down syndrome are low muscle tone and small stature.
So for the causes of the Down syndrome, it is because Down syndrome results when abnormal cell division involving chromosome 21 occurs. For the trisomy 21 Down syndrome, the person has 3 copies of chromosome 21 instead of the usual 2 copies in all cells. It is caused by abnormal cell division during the development of the sperm cell or the egg cell. For the mosaic Down syndrome, it is the person has only some cells with an extra copy of chromosome 21. It is caused by abnormal cell division after fertilization. The next one is translocation Down syndrome. It is usually when a portion of chromosome 21 becomes attached, which is translocated, onto another chromosome. It has the usual 2 copies of chromosome 21. It has additional genetic material from chromosome 21 attached to another chromosome. So next.
I will tell you about the signs and symptoms of Down syndrome person. The Down syndrome person have 2 types of disadvantage or disabilities in terms of behavioral and also the physical appearance. Firstly, I will tell you about the physical appearance. The physical appearance of Down syndrome is his face is flattened than the normal person. Also, they tend to have a short neck, small ears, and also small hand and feet. Also, they have muscle loose compared to the normal person. Lastly, they tend to have a very bad development in their height compared to the normal persons. Next is I will tell you about the behavioral. For the behavioral, the normal persons is more faster in language development, which means the Down syndrome person is having a difficulty in his language development and communication. Also, they tend to have stubbornness and tantrum behavioral, and they want to do what they want to do only, and they don't think about the effect on them. And next is they are more to being aggressive when they are not approve the instruction they are given, because they are very lack of thinking skill, and the effect and also the benefit in what action they are given and take. They are not very good in receive any advice or any instruction.
There are three types of Down syndrome. The first type is trisomy 21. Down syndrome is usually caused by an error in cell divisions called non-disjunction. Non-disjunction is a result in embryo with 3 copies of chromosome 21 instead of the usual 2. Prior to or at conception, a pair of 21st chromosome in either the sperms or egg fail to separate. As the embryo develops, the extra chromosome is replicated in every cell of the body. The second type is translocation. In this type of Down syndrome, there is an extra full or partial amount of chromosome 21 attached to another chromosome. The third type is mosaicism. This is the rarest type of Down syndrome with 1%. Some cells contain the usual 46 chromosomes and some contain 47. The extra chromosomes in these cases is chromosome 21.
Present management for Down syndrome. Okay, first we must know that Down syndrome cannot be cured. Early treatment programs can help improve skills. They may include speech, physical, occupational, or educational therapy with support and treatment. Many people with Down syndrome will happy and have productive life after they do early treatment. Our first early management is genetic counseling. The risk of having the next child who also has Down syndrome depends on the types of chromosomal defects in the child and the age of the parents. Second management is family planning practices. If parents know they have chances to get a Down syndrome child, we as community health nurse will advise them to do family planning. This practice will help parents avoid having abnormal children that may cause problem to them in future. Next is prenatal test. Okay, for prenatal test is screening test to estimate the risk of the fetus having Down syndrome. Why the genetic test indicates whether or not the fetus actually has Down syndrome. These screening tests are usually offered between 10 until 20 weeks into the pregnancy. And last, registered to Department Social Welfare, DSW. Those who have registered will be given an individualized Orang Kurang Upaya or OKU registration number and identification card. From this registration, they will get a lot of privilege.
Okay, for the complication of the Down syndrome, this is one of the complications that the baby or the patient will experience. So the first one is the heart defects. It is approximately half of all babies with Down syndrome are born with often repairable heart defects. Usually, these defects affect the walls separating the 4 chambers of the heart. The next one is blood disorders. Down syndrome can cause blood cell abnormalities, including a form of blood cancer called leukemia. Next is immune system problems. The immune system of people with Down syndrome may not work as it should. As a result, people with Down syndrome are more vulnerable than others to infections, certain kinds of cancer, and autoimmune conditions. Next, skeletal problems. People with Down syndrome often have too much flexibility between the bones at the top of the spine that support the head, called atlantoaxial instability. Often, this condition causes symptoms, but it can compress the spine, cause pain, or cause the head to tilt to one side. In extreme cases, this joint instability can cause paralysis. Next.
I will tell you about the precaution step that can be taken to avoid having a Down syndrome person having a Down syndrome baby, because the Down syndrome cannot be cured by the treatment, but can be cured by the precaution steps. For the pregnancy for the mother should not having pregnant when they exceed the age of 40 years old. Next is for the during the pregnancy, the mother should avoid be taken as snacks or fast food such as Maggi and so on, because they have toxins that can affect the chromosome of the children. And also the mother should be avoid by doing heavy workload, and also the mother should be avoid being stressed. So because being stressed could affect the baby. And lastly, the post-pregnancy, the mother should be advised to accept the reality and not mistreat the Down syndrome children, because they are also their child. Thank you.
Okay, the next one is the roles of community health nurse on how to deal with the Down syndrome patient and also the family member of the Down syndrome patient. The first one is we have to educate parents how to take care for a child with Down syndrome. The first one is we have to speak directly to the child of the Down syndrome using clear, receptive language and clear instruction. It is often difficult for children with Down syndrome. The more complicated your speech, the less likely your child is to do what you want. So instruction should be specific, direct. It is a request, not a question. Such for an example, the first one is, you have to say, brush your teeth now please my dear. Don't say, can you please go upstairs and brush your teeth before we have to leave for school? Parents also can give simple instruction with other options such as sign language or the use of a picture exchange system. Okay, next, the parents also can use visual schedules. Here is an example of an after-school routine shown visually. It tells a child that after she gets home from school, she needs to change her clothes, eat lunch, play, read a book, and then eat dinner. This chart was easy to make and is easy to follow. Parents can add colorful charts to make them more attractive. Something like this might help your child move more smoothly through this day without so much work on your part. Other than that, the parent also have to make time for the fun stuff, such as when children are having behavior problems, they tend to get lots of negative attention. It is important to have positive interaction with your child. Even when things are at their worst, make time each day to play a game, read a book, draw, cook a fun dish, or watch a video with your child, even if things have been hard around the house. The next one is reward good behavior. Set up a system to reward the behaviors you want to encourage. Choose a few behaviors that are important to you and use a chart to help your child achieve them. Okay, the last one is the parent has to make hard tasks more fun. If a child struggles with bath time, bring a favorite toy to bath time to make it less challenging.